All right, hell yeah. So this spin is a low side, it's a fully low sided spin. And this is kind of the first time I was just like, okay, I feel that and I can kind of do it. You know, never did it on repeat. I think that's the only one that we actually did. But hell yeah. So this is the setup. I'm just over here, and then this is the low side. So as I'm turning in, and we have a pile right here, the trough is down here, and then this tube is going to, and the whole boat is going to rotate, and so that's going to put me on the low side. And so let's say we were even deeper down into this trough, I would be down into the low side. This would be the low side tube. Even though the setup of this is just allowing this bow to bite and then get kicked that way, while at the same time, so it's laying it. So yeah, I'm just actually looking at the dynamics of this so I can repeat it. So I'm holding a pry, and then this leaning far back, because when this bow bites and gets kicked that way, this pry is essentially pulling pulling the boat in. Now, does that make sense? Oh, well, this is interesting because that's not true. So the pry, if I'm going to try to maintain the boat to be straight, so let's say I wanted to straighten up, I need to pry the bow. If I wanted the boat to go more angled that direction, I would take a forward stroke. Sometimes I have to kind of just mentalize this. So anyway, so the pry is going to help straighten the boat. I actually want to do the opposite. I want the bow to hit. And the only reason that I'm prying here just a little bit is because sometimes if you have this bow hit too much, it's going to build up so much energy and it's going to kick you out. And the other thing that's going to set you up for success, let's just kind of watch this all the way through again, so we're actually watching something. The thing that will set you up for success when it comes to spins is to have a portion of your boat hit, that's like maybe farther out. This is all two in line. That's why probably instinctively I'm grabbing the pry. Because if this bow was kind of way over there and it hit this, then that would rotate the boat. But my boat is fairly in line, and so that energy is just going to carry the boat up and out. And so I think I'm holding a pry just a little bit longer, just realizing, ooh, we're pretty straight. And this is where I was going to try to use this. Actually, I don't think I was planning on setting this trick up. I was just like, hey, I'm just trying to actually surf straight on this wave, and this trough is so shallow, and that I knew I was going to get kicked, out this direction and want to save it. So right now, we're pieced. If I don't do anything else, we're pieced out. But what I can do is take the back of the boat and then pull it down into the trough. And so I don't even do a good job. I swear I am just letting but there is some reality to this. Like what I said was, if this bites way too much, that energy is going to shoot right through, lengthwise from where it's hitting downriver, and I'm downriver, the boat's downriver, and so it has a high likelihood of carrying this out, unless this was like a sharp angle where it would kick the bow that way and then I could get driven in. But as is, I'm holding that pry to prevent, almost kind of like stalling it out, because this energy could build up way more. So that's kind of interesting. I can't tell what the hell I'm doing, but instinctively, sometimes you have to pry, even though it seems counterintuitive, like pry backwards, like kind of back paddle or pry, to keep you more locked in. And what you're doing is you're preventing the bow of the boat from building up energy and taking that and then kicking you out. But essentially, no, I need to pull the boat in, which is the opposite. A pry would kick the boat that way. So I need to do a bow draw, a forward stroke, or a bow draw. So that's not what I'm doing. So there's a lot that I can. This is such a cool move because it is a low side turn, like we are on this low side tube, and a lot of the low side turns are just like they hold you in. And so I just noticed that I could save this at least once. And so even just being on this low side, it gives you so much more time, because the water's going underneath you, but it has to literally carry your boat uphill now since you are driving that weight in. And so I really don't have to do much to save this. So let's at least watch what, just kind of hold on. And at some point I do jump to this other tube. And look at that. It just, once I jump to the other tube, it just really slides in. Hell yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this all the way through, just so it's not madness. Hell yeah, maybe a couple times. And then we jump to the other side. So a portion of this turn, and that's the full clip. Hell yeah. So a portion of this turn is kind of delaying the switch. So I hold on to that low side till that location. So I'm allowing the boat. I should be pulling the bow in, and that would really help. You know, and especially if I pull the bow in and then actually jump to this other side. I've mentioned this in other videos. When you jump from one side to another, the boat shifts underneath you in that direction. So if I do a bow draw, that's going to generate momentum. And then if I switch my body position from this side to that side, that's going to drive the boat even farther into the trough, and that could really seal the deal. But I just let it drift in, and then, you know what I mean? And I kind of just actually sit centered. But we were able to catch it. So hell yeah. So there's really not a lot of precision in this one. I'm just making this video so I can kind of do this move on repeat and what will help out. But I think pulling the bow in and low siding, I guess staying neutral maybe, so nothing hits here as well. Feel that lock in, and then I can jump wherever I need to. So hell yeah. Alright, I'm done with this one, but I want to do this on repeat. Let's watch one more time. Alright, booyah. Alright, hell yeah.